Be inspired, informed, and up to date. Tune in to TRAXX Momentum interview feature of the day at 11:15 a.m. Join us as we speak to our panel of guests on various topics. Health on TRAXX on Monday. Tuesday, Spectrum. Wednesday, What Matters? Face to face with our guests on Thursdays. And on Friday, tune in to W Talk. TRAXX Momentum, Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. only on TRAXXfm.
Hello, good morning and welcome back to Momentum. We are currently on Health on TRAXX since it is a beautiful looking Monday, the 9th of January 2022. And as you know, today we will be talking about shielding ourselves with the booster dose, right? And of course, there's a lot to talk about that. And on the phone lines right now is Dr. Tan Seok Hong, and she's a public health medicine specialist with the Disease Control Division at the Ministry of Health, Malaysia. Good morning, Doctor.
Hello, good morning.
All right, Doctor, hope you're having a good day today.
Yeah, so far so good.
So far so good, but don't worry, the rest of your day is just going to be as good. All right, so Doctor, we are going to be talking about the shielding ourselves with the booster dose, and we'll start off with this one. Could you tell us more, what is a booster dose?
Yeah, okay. So as the name suggests, a booster dose is a dose of vaccine that is given to boost our immunity. Yeah, so we know that after taking the primary series of a vaccine, our immunity will go down after a few months.
Yes.
Usually for the COVID-19 vaccine, we estimate our immunity will go down after about 4 to 6 months. So a booster dose is given to increase back our level of immunity so that we have optimum protection against the disease.
And of course, once we say booster dose, everybody knows it's all about COVID-19. But of course, there's a lot of other diseases out there that also require booster doses, right?
Yes, correct. So it's not just COVID-19 vaccine. For other vaccines that we have been giving for a long time, for the childhood immunization, some of them also require booster doses.
Absolutely. It's not a new concept, neither is it foreign. So let's talk about the target group right now. What will be the target group that will be prioritized for this dose?
Okay, so for the COVID-19 vaccine, the target group that we are prioritizing are those who have lower immunity, such as the elderly who are 60 years old and above, those with comorbidities or chronic diseases such as hypertension, diabetes, heart disease, kidney disease, and also those who are immunocompromised. For example, they have certain diseases that lower their immune level, and so this is the target group prioritized. However, having said that, currently anyone who is aged 18 years and above, regardless of their health status, is recommended to get the second booster, and anyone who is 12 years to 17 years old is recommended to take the first booster.
All right, so Doctor, we so far, right? So since we are talking about the number of boosters and the initial, initial vaccine dose, we had vaccine dose number 1, and then we had to wait a couple of weeks. Then we do correct me if I'm wrong. Then we had to take the second initial dose. Then we had the first booster, and then now it's on to the second booster, right?
Right.
Okay. Yeah, because I got my numbers jumbled up as well. Like I was thinking, like, how come it's a second booster, but we already had 4 shots? So that's how it goes. Initial 2, and then 2 boosters to go.
Yep, correct.
And can we actually choose the type of the second booster dose?
Okay, for the booster dose, for the first booster, so for most people it will be the third dose. You can take any type of vaccine, but for the second booster, or for most people, it's the 4th dose. Currently, we recommend the Pfizer vaccine or Comirnaty. However, if you have contraindications to take the Pfizer vaccine, you can speak to your healthcare provider, and they will advise you on which vaccine to take.
So the option is still there.
Yes.
Of course. I've actually just got my booster on the 4th of January, the second booster dose. Yeah, it was.
Oh, okay.
It was a very simple operation. Just go through my Sejahtera and all of that, and then just applied for it, got it the next day. I mean, but it's much different compared to the first time where we had to wait for our names to be called out, and we had to wait for when we were gonna go. And back then we had those mega PPVs, right? So that was a bit of a fun time. But I mean, like, to be able to go out to get a booster dose, but right now it's more on an appointment basis, right?
Yeah, currently you can get your appointment for booster either through My Sejahtera or for those high-risk group, we have actually opened walk-ins. For the high-risk groups, walk-ins to our health clinics or hospitals or even the private clinics under Protect Health. So there's a few options now for you to get your booster dose.
And of course, we will be talking about that later on as well. But right now, as we know, we can choose the type of booster doses. We've got the Pfizer, we still have the Astra, right?
Currently, we have Sinovac and Sinopharm and also CanSino.
Oh, okay. So it's between any of this?
Yes.
Okay. All right, Doctor. What we're going to do is we're going to be taking a very short break. We're going to be listening to one song and then we'll be coming right back on with more questions right here on Health on Track. So please, Doctor, don't go anywhere, yeah?
Sure.
Okay, thank you. And that was Dr. Tan, and she is a public health medicine specialist with the Disease Control Division. And we are currently talking about shielding ourselves with the booster dose. For those of you who don't know, the second booster dose is actually available, so that is what we're going to be talking about in just a bit. Currently, we are talking about shielding ourselves with the booster dose with Dr. Tan, and she's a public health medicine specialist with the Disease Control Division at the Ministry of Health, Malaysia. Now, of course, while during the break, we did have a call from a listener, Mr. Anthony. Now, Mr. Anthony, it is advisable that you seek a second opinion, right? And for the question that you asked, we wouldn't be talking about that. Now, moving on to the questions at hand. Welcome back, Doctor.
Yeah, hi.
All right. So, Doctor, for children, do they also have to take booster doses too?
Okay, for children, currently those who are aged 12 to 17 years old, they can already take the first booster. Whereas for those children who are less than 12 years old, those aged 5 to 11 years old, currently our National Drug Control Authority has already authorized the first booster using Pfizer vaccine for this group of children. However, we are waiting for our technical working group, the Ministry of Health technical working group, to come up with the recommendations first. So at the moment, just hold on for those aged 5 to 11, but definitely those aged 12 to 17 can already take the first booster.
So essentially, that will be their third dose, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay, and as for the children below the age of 12, it is recommended, as of this current moment, that is, to stick with their first 2 doses.
Yeah, just wait for further announcements from Ministry of Health.
Of course, and as we know, the Ministry of Health is always at the forefront on working on this, so just down the road we'll be able to get a new answer. Okay.
Yeah.
And now, moving on, why is the booster dose being given in the now? Does it or can it also help prevent another issue that we have, which is influenza?
Okay. So I think most of us already got our primary series or the first 2 doses of our vaccine more than 6 months ago, or even more than 1 year ago.
Yes.
Yeah, and even those who already took the first booster, I think many also is already more than 6 months. So we were talking about, after a period of time, our immunity will go down. So this is why we need another booster dose to increase back our immunity level.
Absolutely. Yeah. Once it starts waning, we still have to top it up, especially with all the new variants that are already popping up here and there, right?
Yeah.
It is.
And your question
scary.
on influenza. So vaccines are very virus
oriented
or agent specific.
Specific. Okay.
So for influenza, to prevent influenza, you would have to take the influenza vaccine, not the COVID-19 vaccine. So the COVID-19 vaccine only protects against the SARS-CoV-2 virus, not influenza virus.
Absolutely. So if they want to have an immunity against influenza, then they would have to get an influenza vaccine shot instead.
Yes, correct.
And of course, Doctor, by having the booster, will it help in maintaining the body's immunity at an optimal level?
Yes. So we were talking about waning immunity. So by having the booster, then the vaccine will help to maintain our body's immunity at an optimal level.
Right. So that is the entire, reasoning behind using a booster, right? Maintaining the immunity at an optimal level.
Yes.
How about long-term effects? Are there anything of that sort?
Okay, so Ministry of Health always monitors any side effects from vaccination, not just for COVID-19 vaccine, but for any other vaccines as well. And this is done through the AEFI reporting. AEFI stands for Adverse Effects Following Immunization. So anyone who gets side effects, whether mild, moderate, or severe side effects from vaccination, they can make a report. And this will be monitored and analyzed by our National Pharmaceutical Regulatory Agency. So currently for the COVID-19 vaccine, specifically for the Pfizer vaccine or Comirnaty, recently we published a report saying that most of the people don't get side effects from the vaccination. Out of those who do get side effects, around 94% only get mild side effects. So, mild side effects such as fever, some pain, swelling, or redness at the injection site. Whereas the rest, a very small percentage, get more serious side effects. There was only one case out of the millions of doses of Pfizer vaccine that we have given. There was only one case that had myocarditis, but even then it was treated and he became better. So even though you may get serious side effects from vaccination, this is a very, very small percentage of people who will get serious side effects. And if you get them, there's actually there's treatment available, so don't have to be too worried about the side effects.
I mean, initially during the initial doses, I still remember a lot of a lot of myths and also a lot of so-called fake news was being thrown around, especially in regards to the vaccines, saying that the side effects are this, the side effects are that. But now, once we have run the actual courses, we can see that the side effects are almost non-existent. Like for instance, the most I had was some pain on the injection site. That was it. Yeah. I mean, people will talk a lot of things, but once the essential facts are out, we can see that it is safe. It is quite important that everyone gets their vaccine.
Right.
Absolutely. Now, Doctor, we're going to be taking another short break, another song, and once we come back, we'll be going on to the final few questions of the interview.
Okay.
All right. So that was Dr. Tan Seok Hong. She's a public health medicine specialist, Disease Control Division, Ministry of Health, Malaysia. We are talking about shielding yourself with the booster dose. And we're going to be back right after this song. So right now it is Health on TRAXX. We are talking about shielding yourself with the booster dose. We are talking to Dr. Tan, who is a public health medicine specialist with the Disease Control Division of the Ministry of Health, Malaysia. Welcome back, Doctor.
Hi.
Right. So, Doctor, let's talk about how a person will get their booster dose. Is it all about booking? Are there other options?
Yeah, so currently there's two ways someone can get their booster dose. The first is for those who are in the high-risk group, they can actually walk in to our health clinic, to our hospitals, and even to the private healthcare facilities, which offers the booster dose. So the list of clinics and hospitals where you can walk in is available in our COVID MOH website. So you can go to the website to see which are the clinics and hospitals you can go to. Most of the KKM, the MOH clinics and hospitals offer this walk-in. Only a few are unable to offer the walk-in because of logistical issues. And besides walk-in, you can also book your appointment, vaccination appointment, through the My Sejahtera application. So go to the COVID-19 vaccination icon in My Sejahtera, and from there just follow the steps to make your appointment.
So yeah, it is a super easy step. Just go to your vaccination page and you should be able to find your booster dose, how to make an appointment. It's very similar to how we used to make appointments for our first booster dose as well, right?
Yes, that's correct.
So they have made it very, very easy to access. And also for those of you out there, listeners, whose parents don't know how to use a phone to make the booster dose, please help them out. I mean, it is in our interest to stay safe after all. And Doctor, last but not least, what is your advice to listeners about the booster dose?
Yeah, so I would like to strongly encourage everyone to get their booster dose. I think most of us got either our primary series or our first booster more than 6 months ago. So it is time for us to boost up our immunity towards COVID-19. Currently, we are hearing about XBB, new variant, new subvariant of XBB throughout the world. So we would like it's good for us to protect ourselves against severe infection.
Absolutely. Very well said there, Doctor. And of course, at TRAXXfm, we'd like to thank you to be able to make sure that our listeners are well aware of what is happening out there, especially with the booster dose. And I mean, it's a brand new thing, because even I found out like a day before I was supposed to get my vaccination that, we can actually go apply for our booster doses already. And that was also from a healthcare specialist. Now, she was the one who told me, hey guys, why not you go apply for your booster dose? And that's how I do it. And of course, you telling us and we being able to convey that to the listeners is also a very good thing. Thank you so much, Doctor.
You're most welcome.
All right, Doctor, you have a good day. I hope it's a really well one as well.
All right, good day to you too, and to all the listeners.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, so that was Dr. Tan Seok Hong, who's a public health medicine specialist with the Disease Control Division, Ministry of Health Malaysia. Today on Health on Tracks, we spoke about shielding ourselves with the booster dose. Of course, there's a lot more to talk about in the coming weeks as well. Health on Tracks, Spectrum. We've also got What Matters, Face to Face, and also W Talk. And of course, on Saturdays, it is The Buzz at 3:15. So don't go anywhere. That's all our talk shows. So if you love talk shows, that is some of the things that you can tune in. As you know, on TRAXXfm, we bring you some of the best.